Hello my friend, and welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry the video is just a little bit late. At any rate, we're here to do our second half of the chai tea latte taste testing. But first, I've been making my chai tea concentrate to find out which recipe of 4 recipes I like the best. We've already made 2 of the recipes, the easy 2, in the first video. This is the harder of the 2 in the second. Now this video will be different than the first. I'm not going to show you everything that I'm doing because basically what I'm doing is pretty much the same as the second recipe in the last video, where you measure out all your live spices, you know, your full cloves and your full cardamom pods and your full black peppers, and you crush them down in the mortar and pestle, and then you toast them on the stove. So I will have everything measured out, ground up and toasted, and then we're going to get it to boiling on the stove. And after that, I will show you how I put together the lattes, and then we'll do the taste test from there. So here we go. I just wanted to show you that these 2 recipes I got off of Pinterest. I'm a Pinterest girly. I love them. This one, number 3, is called the Homemade Chai Concentrate. And I will link the one I like best. I'm not going to link all 4 of them because, yeah. And this one is, number 4, is the chai tea latte recipe. Now, I'm a little hesitant about number 3 because number 3 calls for 1 tablespoon of black peppercorns. A whole tablespoon. That is a lot, I think. But I'll read out these ingredients, and I have them all. You know, I ground them all up and I put them in here. I kept my cinnamon separate because it's the biggest of them all, but I can just, you know, condense, which I will do at this moment in time. Condense all of my ingredients to be toasted, because those are plastic containers, and there is star anise in these, and that's the black licorice flavor. And I don't like black licorice, but I'm using it to flavor. I cannot pick it out myself. My palate is not that sensitive, but I don't want to pick it out. I'm just putting it in for the flavor. So the homemade chai tea concentrate, and I probably should have told you where the other 2 were from, is from sweetsteep.com. And it's the homemade chai recipe, and I put the number 3 there so I know what is this one. It calls for 5 cups of filtered water, 3 to 4 tablespoons of the black Assam tea. I couldn't find that. So again, for both of these teas, I am using just a regular black tea as the, you can cut open the bags and use them loose or leave them in the bags. I'm leaving them in the bags. It calls for 2 to 3 cinnamon sticks, 2 to 3 star anise. I did 2 very small ones. 12 whole cloves, and clove is another one too that's really potent. 8 green cardamom pods. Where have they gotten to? They're right here. Green cardamom pods. Right in front of me. And like I said, the 1 tablespoon of the black peppercorn, 1/4 of a teaspoon of ground nutmeg. So I got the little nutmegs and I ground them out on my little planer. 1/3 of a cup of ginger root. That is currently thawing because I freeze it because I don't want my ginger root to go bad. I've got to pay for this stuff. 1/4 of a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Just using vanilla, no big deal. 1/4 of a cup of the granulated sugar. Again, trying to get rid of this mess. Don't like it, so I have 1/4 of a cup of the granulated sugar. And then they wanted 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. Well, I don't have dark brown sugar. You know how you make it? You get molasses and you add it to regular sugar. And you stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. And there's a ratio. So for my 2 tablespoons, I did like a teaspoon of molasses, and you just keep stirring it until it's incorporated. And then, you know, it'll be really, really brown. So since I didn't have dark brown sugar, that's how I made it. It also says I could use a tablespoon of honey and or a tablespoon of maple syrup. That's at the end. That's your sweetener preference. I'm not looking for sweetness. I'm looking for taste. Okay. So that was the ingredients for number 3 from, what did I say? SweetSteep.com. And then the homemade chai tea recipe. This is number 4. Let's see where this comes from. The freshcooks.com. Freshcooks.com, thank you. Trying this one. They want 6 tablespoons or 6 tea bags of the black tea, which I showed you what I had, but they call for the Darjeeling. I didn't get that, just got the regular. 6 cups of filtered water, 2 to 4 inches of fresh ginger, I have over there, 2 cinnamon sticks, 4 to 6 whole cloves, 6 to 7 cardamom pods, 1 star anise, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 1/4 to 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, and 1/4 to 1/3 cup of honey for your sweetness. Now, they're little 1/4 to 1/2 to whatever. That is your preference. I'm going by the lowest, so I put 1/4 of a teaspoon of nutmeg in, 4 cloves. 6, you know, if I really, really like this recipe, but I want to bump up something like the cinnamon stick, I'll put another one in, or cloves, I'll put another one. Or if there's too much of something, I'll take something out. So that's, you know, the great thing about you making your own recipe, you can decide what you want in it. If I want to taste more of a vanilla in this chai, add more vanilla, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take everything over to the stove, and I'm not going to do this with you because we did it in the last video. It's the same process. And I'm going to toast all my spices that I had ground up in the mortar and pestle. And then I'm going to get everything to a boil. I'm going to put my tea bags in and let everything steep with that. And then we'll do the taste test. I just don't want to be redundant here, because if you are really interested, you can go back to my first video and see how all that was done. Now, when you toast these spices, you're toasting them just to get some of those volatile oils to open up, and gives it more flavor. So you want to toast it over a medium high heat and stay there and stir it the whole time between 2 and 3 minutes. And that's what you do to toast your spices. Okay, so I'll be back when all that's done. Okay, we are finally done. I have number 3 and number 4. And now we're going to get to the taste test. Now remember, I neglected to tell you who I got the first 2 recipes from when I got them off of Pinterest. So number 1 came from thefitcookie.com. That was the Starbucks copycat one. I take notes on all of my things. The second one was the chai concentrate from the teacupoflife.com. I got those on Pinterest. Okay, the other 2, the other 2. Number 3 again was from sweetsteep.com, and number 4 was from the Fresh Cookie with a Y, not an IE.com. Okay, so I've already pre-mixed these. Every 3 of them were a 1-to-1 ratio, which I did 1/2 cups here because I'm using my beautiful porcelain teacups, because why not? I have them. I might as well use them. They make me happy. So I'm using 1/2 cup of the chai tea concentrate to 1/2 cup of oat milk. I like oat milk. You can use almond. You can use regular milk. You can use 1/2 and 1/2. You can use heavy creamer, because that'll fill you up. That's a good keto thing right there. The only one, the Starbucks one, is not a 1-to-1 ratio. It is a concentrate for real. And what they want you to do is, for 8 ounces, mix 2 tablespoons of the concentrate of the chai tea syrup, and 4 ounces, which is 1/2 cup of water, and 4 ounces half a cup of oat milk, which I have here, or milk or almond milk or whatever you like. So let's start with number 1. This is the Starbucks Copycat. Ooh, that's really good. Very sugary, and that was the one that I think I put the most sugar in. That was 1 1/4 cups. Okay, number 2, the Chai Concentrate. Needs more sweetener. It's okay. The number 3 that we made today, the homemade chai. Now this was the one I was a little concerned about because we use a tablespoon of black peppercorns. But I don't taste it. I taste the heat. The heat's in the back. This is a good one. That's a good one. I like that. And number 4, the homemade chai tea latte recipe. Ooh, that pepper's still in my mouth. I don't taste it. I just get that heat from it. You know what I mean? I don't taste pepper. I have the heat from it. Okay, this is number 4. You know, this one had 6 tea bags in it, or 6 teaspoons of tea. It's too much of the tea I'm tasting. I'm tasting more of the black tea than I'm tasting any of the spices in number 4. So, number 4, sorry, not my favorite. And number 2, sorry, not my favorite. Number 2 is very weak. So now we're between 2 and 3 here, or 1 and 3. I'm sorry, 1 and 3. And let's try this one again. Now, I'll turn it this way so you can see my little rose when I hold it up. These are from Romania. My aunt gave them to me, these cups. Again, a lot of sugar, so it's gonna be good, you know. All right, that's number 1. And number 3, this is my favorite. This was my Hopeless chest. I found my dinnerware for my Hopeless chest when I was 16 in an antique store, and I got it. I have never seen any the same. If you have it, let me know. It's beautiful. Anyway, this is number 3. And what did I put in here sweetening wise? This was the dark brown sugar, the 1/4 cup granulated, and then 2 tablespoons of dark brown sugar. I like it. I would put less peppercorns in. I mean, it's not that I can taste the pepper, it's that heat that kind of lingers, and I don't want anything to linger, you know, not all day. But, drum roll, my favorite out of all 4, I hate to say it, is the Starbucks Copycat recipe from thatfitcookie.com. It's probably because there's so much sugar in it. And this one, this Starbucks one, was the one that was all the spices you can get off the shelf in the granulated form. They were the ones that, you know, you go into the store and you buy the spices. You don't need any of the whole spices. So I was kind of disappointed because I wanted to have the real thing so I know what goes into everything. But I do have a good recipe for number 3. Now I can just tweak it the way I want, and that was from Sweet Steep. I just gotta back off those peppercorns and it'll be great. And my 2 favorite tea mugs is my 2 top picks. So the Starbucks Copycat homemade chai syrup is number 1, probably for all the sugar. And the homemade chai concentrate is number 2. Thank you guys for coming along and bearing with me through these videos. I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate your views and your comments. I love your comments. Never stop learning. Never stop learning. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks, friends.